Well, welcome to this new episode, 33 of season 5. We start off with little Lili. I'm sure some of you remember her. She came in late in February. She was actually found clinging to her dead mom, and we were contacted, and she was brought through to us. So we're going to see if we can get her integrated into the samango enclosure.
Oh, dear God.
Well, initially she wasn't really too sure what these other monkeys were, but now little Lili is running to the front of the enclosure, just waiting for her new friends to pop out and come and meet her and start playing with her. So she is very eager to meet the other samangos. Well, I think we've all had that experience before when you're first out on the playground and none of the other children are there yet, and then along comes a big teacher, in this case it's Mango, just to scare the heck out of you. Fortunately, Z and Nino were not too far behind.
There's Lili at the fence, then there's Z, and Nino at the back. You got so big, Nino. Okay.
Well, here we have Satchmo and Nino coming to look and see what's going on. It's very hard to tell the difference between these lots. They all look very, very similar, except for their sizes changed quite a bit. So Lili very, very eager to say hello, and saying hello, of course, to Nino first there, and Satchmo, I think, getting a little bit jealous and say, hey, I also want to meet the new girl. So I think they're going to get on very, very well. They seem to all like each other. Of course, she's still very, very small, and samangos can be kind of rough in their playing. So one doesn't have to be a little bit careful with her and just see how it goes, especially when we start letting them into the cage to start meeting her. But she does look very eager to start getting some brothers, and hopefully the mom is going to, Z is going to take her on pretty quickly.
This is Terri. Terri's from our cocoa chip babies. She was meant to be released the other day, but unfortunately she's come down with a case of ringworm, which is highly contagious for other babies and people. So we're just giving her a couple of medicated baths and some extra medication to help her get rid of that. And as you can see, I'm wearing PPE so that I don't have to get it too, and otherwise I'll be quarantined for everybody else as well. So Terri's just had a little dunk in the water, and we're just putting on some nice medicated shampoo that we'll leave for a couple of minutes, and then we'll wash it back off again. Do not be concerned about the purple dye, that was just a release technique to identifier. It will probably come off in the bath now.
Here we have GDB just waking up for a nap. Straight to her milk bottle. She's doing really well. She's drinking loads and has had a lot of milk today, which is a very good sign that she is recovering from her injuries, sustained well before she got here. You can see she still has, can't really see it here, but this is the leg that is fractured, but she seems to be regaining some strength in this leg, even though she does lift it when she walks. Sitting on it doesn't seem to be causing her too much problems.
It's just joined Becky in Disneyland. Becky's our sick bay primate carer. How are they doing in Disneyland, Becky? Who have you got actually in here?
This here is Lola Bean.
Okay.
She's our resident troublemaker, who is everywhere and everywhere all at once. She is hopefully going to be going to Gizmo soon, once we've mastered feeding from the feeding cage. As an ex-pet, she doesn't fully understand how to suckle, but we're getting there. She's currently biting their teeth, but it works. She's getting milk. That's the important part.
Okay, who else do you have?
And then here we've got Meggie. Meggie was in D&D. She was at foster mum stage. We're ready to go out. She was all excited. But Meggie got thrush. So unfortunately she's had to move back down for a bit as we couldn't help her progress fast enough in the intro cage. So she's come down for a bit more specialist one-on-one care in Disneyland. And hopefully she'll be back with foster mum soon. She's doing really well. Her thrush is clearing up quite a lot.
Okay, and who else?
Next to her is GDB, resident fluff ball. She is the baby that came in with lots of ticks and a fractured leg in the growth plate. GDB has come on really well. She is a master of the feeding cage. She is a master of her own life. She knows what she likes and how she likes it. So she's pretty much by herself most of the time, which is perfect because she's ready to go to foster mums. She'll be going to Scrow soon enough.
Can see she's using her leg much nicer, hey?
Yes, she gets around all right.
Good.
And then last of all we have Yolanda, who gets around just fine with her arm. We have noticed considerable improvement.
Well, she's speedy. She can certainly get around.
Considerable improvement in the use of her arm. It's not fully functional as you can see, but she is starting to move it independently at the shoulder and use her hand to grasp branches and food and scratch. So we're hopeful it's all starting to come back.
Good. Hopefully these are the last 4, at least for a while. Here they are.
Yolanda and Lola Bean having a play fight. Oof! Bye Lola. Who says you need all 4 limbs to play?
She's going to be young already. Oh, am I on the outside?
Sure,
just pop her
kind of there.
Okay. Oh, we just, okay.
So we just want to clean up her tail.
Okay.
Have a look what's going on.
Yeah,
she was just seeing like this.
Oh, God.
Nasty one, eh?
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, no wonder you're not drinking your milk. Oof. Okay.
It's alright, Terri. It's alright.
It's going to be sore, girlie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, girlie, as long as you got the blanket.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright.
That's nasty, that. Yeah, that's actually broken there. Well, actually, hold on. Skin's there.
Oh, okay, my babes. Hard to tell, isn't it? Alright, darling. It's amazing how they don't really cry, yeah. Alright. Oh, okay.
Yep, it's broken. You can see the end there.
Oh, God. So what do you do now then? Just take it into the vet tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. And then she's going to probably cut that off. Yeah.
The higher one should be okay, hey?
I think so. Let's just have a closer look here. So there.
Alright, darling. What are you using at the moment?
So we're using just a dilute solution of chlorhexidine, which is just like a veterinary scrub, really.
Oh, okay.
Just to clean everything. But
Alright, my sweetheart. It's okay. It's okay.
It's not actually easy to clean anyway because there's so much dry blood here. So yeah, she will need to be kind of sedated for that to have a good clean. So I'm just going to flush it today. And flush with some colloidal silver as well. Through most things. So I don't know if it was, hopefully it wasn't a mum, but because they might have pulled her tail through, so we don't know who it was.
This is Claudette-Marie. She's going to go to the vets today, most likely to have a tail amputation. She was meant to be released today, but unfortunately we noticed an issue with her tail as she's about to demonstrate it. She's got quite a few bad bites on there, so we're taking her to the vets to hopefully remove some of it. It's a bit unfortunate, we don't quite know how it happened, but hopefully she'll be back with Mum Maggie May soon and released into Goliath with Lottie and Edson. We'll see you after the op, little girl.
So we got Claudette-Marie on her way to the vets. She has a nasty tail wound and we want to get her checked up to see if she may end up with a partial amputation of her tail. We'll see what the vet says. Okay, ready to go to the vets? Been here quite a few times this baby season. So Claudette-Marie now has a shorter tail after being the vets. Unfortunately it had broken with the wounds, but she'll be okay. She still has some part of her tail to balance with. So she's just going to stay in sickbay for a little while. And then she'll go back up to Goliath when we're happy with her tail.
We're looking for a male monkey called Red. It's been reported that he's looking a little bit down in the dumps and not looking well, or showing signs of being ill. So we're just trying to find him now and try and see what our next steps are going to be.
He didn't have this much trouble with like his whole hand.
That big is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't see a wound or injury, no?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
You can?
Yeah, it's
On the left leg? This one?
that one, yeah.
This one, there's a wound. He looks quite shaky as well, look at him. He's very shaky. And he, yeah, where?
Just where his leg? It's on his abdomen, no?
Yeah,
So this is Red. He's from Global Troop and he was seen to be very shaky in the troop and weak and not able to climb, so we're not sure what's going on with him. But he has been caught. It was quite a mission. Becky and Mark have been busy basically trapping the troop monkeys into introduction cages on the side, and then from there they had to put a trap inside the troop so that Red would go in because he wouldn't come into an introduction cage. So it's quite a mission this morning to trap this boy, so we hope he's going to be okay. We have called the emergency vet to get him there because we're really not sure what it is that's going on with him. We're concerned about his tremors and the fact that he can't climb, and he wasn't moving away from our staff when he goes in, and normally he would be jumping in a tree, so there's something definitely wrong with him. We're just not sure what at this stage, so we hope he's going to be alright. Red on his way to the vets. We can make sure they covered up just in case it rains, as it looks like there might be a shower.
Red arrived in January 2019 with a broken clavicle. His foster mum was Missy. He's got pointed ear tips, a grey coat and very playful, and usually hangs around with Yango and Missy.
Here's Red this morning, came in a few days ago, went to the vets. He has got quite a bit of diarrhea, so we're also treating him for bacteria problems. We're giving him some digestive support. He's also going to have some activated charcoal in case of any toxicity. So we're not really sure what's wrong with him, but we are treating him for everything that we think of and that the vets think of as well. So it's possible he has got a bacterial infection. The vets initially thought it was head trauma, but he's not showing any signs of that right now.
Terri, Minnie, Max and Edison, eager to meet the monkeys of the global troop, and straight over to the fence to say hello to everyone, and they got the welcoming party there as well. Little Tony arrived in November of 2020. He was found alone on the side of the road, freezing cold and very close to death. His body crashed a couple of times, but now he's doing very well. Pascal was also from November 2020. His mother was stoned in front of him, and Ethan came in very traumatized and would have nightmares and scratch his face.
Lola Bean, gonna join Gizmo mums today. She's had some visits in the airlock, getting used to the mums and babies, and now we're gonna see if she's ready to go in. We hope to get her out of baby care because she is a big girl now, and it's time for her rehabilitation process to start. Morning. So there'll be a troop on the right is Gizmo. There's Ricky. Our pen thief. Likes to get hold of everything, so we're glad she's not in the cage. Okay, so Chai spent some time with Lola Bean in the airlock this morning. How did that go, Chai?
Really well, actually. Everyone was calm. Mums and babies especially came up to see her. She was very calm. They were all very interested in each other. So yeah, really successful.
Okay, good. Let's hope it's the same when she goes inside. There we go. What do you think?
Mum's already at the spirit.
Here's Eva. Eva and Spirit. Come to see who's joining them.
Okay, so we brought Lola Bean just over to Gizmo and see who's already sitting here at the fence. Here's the Lola Bean. So because of the chicken wire, nothing can happen.
Spirit and RJ at the fence here, coming to have a look. Positive sign, everybody's calm.
Introductions can play a very vital part in the smooth running of integration, especially when you're trying to get another one in with a mom that's already got two little ones. You don't want her to be too frightened, so it's good for her to get used to her friends and seeing that they're comfortable with the foster mom. They're not scared or anything like that. So it does help a lot easier once she transitions from this little introduction into the main cage and goes straight into the mom, because we can't actually be there for the initial introduction. So this is just another way of doing it when you've got two already introduced two little orphans to a foster mom, and you're getting the third one in. It's just to give them a little bit of time to get used to everybody, seeing the other ones playing, or getting acclimatized to the foster mom. Here you can see the mom comes over. She's not too worried. Unfortunately, nobody can touch each other here because of the protection of the chicken wire. Well, we call it chicken wire fencing. It's a very small hole fencing just to make sure little hands and feet can't get pulled through. But you can see Lola Bean is very relaxed here, and she probably can't wait to get to her friends on the other side.
Char's just putting a bottle holder in because we need one bottle per baby. We don't want them fighting, so we're putting another bottle holder in ready. It's Mum, with Josh. Ricky, Joe and Josh. And there's Spirit in the back. Lola Bean's now in the cage. Went in nice and quietly. Of course she's busy eating. Looks like Mum Eva's going to approach. Got a bit of a welcoming by Ricky, Joe and Spirit. Oh no, by Josh and Spirit. Lola Bean got a bit of a fright. There's Spirit with the golden crown, and then Josh behind Lola Bean. Spirit. Lola Bean is Spirit. Josh and Spirit seem the most playful with Lola Bean. There's Spirit and Josh coming in. Noise in the troop. See Spirit's cuddled up with Eva. There's Uh-oh with Josh, Spirit and Ricky Joe. Lola Bean hasn't joined them yet. Got some movements taking place today. We've got Judy B and Yolanda moving to the Scrow introduction cage, ready to meet foster mums. And then we're also moving Meggie, who kind of just goes along with them because otherwise we have to have a whole extra person just for Meggie. So Meggie will be joining the Dino and Daniel foster mums again, but for now she's going in with Yolanda and Judy B, who she's been spending time with until she drinks her milk well and can be back with her foster mum. Okay, so Yolanda's coming out first. Judy B. It's a nice welcoming by the fence for Yolanda. There's the other babies. It's Meggie. I think somebody's excited. And nervous at the same time. Judy B. Judy B needs a bit of a bath this morning, I think.
And Maggie does too. Come on.
Found their way up to the sleeping perch. Look like they're going to have lots of fun today.
Yeah.
So Yolanda's been for a visit to the vets. She's got the all clear to meet a foster mum. She's probably still going to have that radial nerve damage with the wrist drop, but at least the good news is she can pull her arm back if she gets into any trouble. So over time it may start to improve, but yeah, she does have some use of it at least, and she can grip with it. So that's good news for Yolanda. She'll finally be able to meet her foster mums with Judy B.
Well, sometimes you're on a mission to do something, you're not too sure why, you just know you've got to do it. It doesn't matter how impossible it seems, you just got to carry on until you get it right. And yeah, we've got little Yolanda doing exactly that. Let's just say it doesn't matter what obstacles life throws in your way, there's always a way to overcome it.
Bo is still doing so much better every day. He's very aware now. He hears sounds, he's moving around, walks around quite a lot. And he's just generally doing so much better. He found his water bowl by himself and his bunny bottle at night. Found himself an ant.
Sometimes it's really tough when these little ones come in such a condition that you really don't think they're going to make it, and you have a look at the wounds and the trauma that they've been through and of past experience, and you just know that their chances are very, very slight of pulling through. Sometimes I think it's just these little ones that you put that extra effort in, because you just know they're trying to fight to survive. They haven't done anything. They're totally innocent, and they're putting in so much just to live. And you can't help giving them that extra time, that extra quality time, trying to pull them through. And it's so great when you see them progressing and slowly getting better and slowly improving to the point that hopefully one of these days you can actually get them a foster mom and get them out into a troop of their own. So we're still hoping. I mean, there is still a little bit way to go, but Bo is doing so well at the moment. It's kind of remarkable. He's basically being able to feed himself and things like that. He's not walking around in circles too much. The head wound is healing quite nicely. So this is it's fantastic. It really is good. So all of those volunteers and people and Josie that have put their time in to keep him happy, medicated, giving him the right medicines, treating the wounds, have made a big positive impact in this little guy's life, and hopefully we're going to see him out in a troop soon.
There's baby Bo at night time with his big teddy bear. His fear response is much better now, which is really, really good. He's just doing so well. It's absolutely incredible. Look how well his head's healed as well. He's enjoying some fruits tonight, and he's just had a little bit of milk, and now it's time for bed. Here we've got volunteer Rachel carrying Terri. Terri's going back with her foster mum Panicure today, so we really hope that Panicure will actually come back for her. So Terri's been in sick bay for a while because she had a bit of some spinal trauma, and she didn't have the strength in her legs, but she does seem a bit stronger, although it's not full strength. It's probably about what we can do for her for now. And her ringworm's also cleared up, which is a fungal skin infection. And then just at the cage on the left there, then we're going to put Terri in this cage here, just coming up to it. We'll pop her in there. Hey Terri, hello. Go see your troop. Look at your family waiting for you, Terri. Look at them all waiting for you. Go see. Go on. So there's Piggy. With Sadie, which is Terri's friend. Okay. The females are too slow. We can stop them. There's Luca. So Luca's coming.
Luca arrived in 2010 and she was found by people that were out hunting.
So this isn't Terri's foster mum, it's actually Oswald's foster mum, but Luca wanted to come in and say hello. Terri's a bit wary.
Well, that's little Terri trying to show she's brave, tail upright and standing all straight like that, but probably more frightened than anything else.
Let Luca out and Peggy's in.
Don't think Terri's brakes were working.
So Peggy was in with Panicure, Sadie and Terri before. We've had no sign of Terri's foster mum Panicure yet.
So Peggy came in 2017. Her mother died after being caught in a fence, and she was also fostered by Panicure.
So now we've got Carla in, orphaned from a couple of years ago.
Cara came in 2013. Her mother was killed by dogs on a farm not far from us.
Panicure basically leapt in, Terri leapt into Panicure's arms, and they're reunited. Panicure couldn't wait to get in. So Terri happy once again in Mum's arms. We can see she still doesn't have the strength in her legs, but unfortunately it's as good as it's going to get for now. So we hope that with time it'll improve.
Well, I have been asked if there is a bond between the little orphans and their mothers, and of course, yeah, you can definitely see there is. Although the other moms came in, Terri wasn't interested, didn't get that close to them, but as soon as you can see Panicure, who adopted her, come in, she's straight into her arms. Look how submissive, ready to be groomed, happy to be with her actual foster mom. She's half expecting mom to come over and play, but of course some seeds have been used to attract everybody into the enclosure. Which mom's more interested in at the moment. Food plays a very big role in their lives, and if it's just all that tasty, it's going to get first option above everything else. So little Terri's just going to have to wait till mom's picked up all the seeds. Well, of course, after a nice groom like that, the very next thing you need is some sustenance. And of course, Terri has spotted the milk, but she hasn't remembered how to get into the feeding cage.
Terri hasn't had to use a feeding cage for a couple of weeks, but looks like she's remembering. She's just not sure if she can fit in. She can fit in, but she'll work it out.
Well, we all know how very, very important this whole aspect is of getting into the feeding cage and being able to feed yourself. It is very, very important for these little ones, and they must be able to do it before they can actually go out into the main troop. So let's just hope little Terri is going to work it out.
Come, Terri.
Well, with a little bit of encouragement, she finally made her way in. Unfortunately, we didn't get the full process on camera. But of course, right after having your sustenance of the milk, It's always good to get some solids into your stomach, and there's some beautiful fruits here that we got. We at this point in mango season, so there's lovely mangoes available that they can eat. Of course, don't know why Terri's chosen the old cabbage leaf, but yeah, everyone to their own. But there's some beautiful fruits available that we're getting at the moment that the monkeys are really, really enjoying. But of course, yeah, we got Terri and her cabbage leaf.
Great big piece of cabbage. This is Zeb, baby Zebulon in Engelkey, love and life, being loved on by many aunties. And the bigger babies love him. You see them playing in the tree all the time. It's quite nice to be a released baby, isn't it, Bubs? Look at that little belly on him, huh? Release looks good on you, Zeb. Hi, Zeb. On the latest episode of Munchies with Murray, we have Murray's PM plate. He's going to town on some mango whilst holding 2 bits of broccoli and a third in his mouth. He obviously has an audience today. A little bit of dinner time theatre for you. Murray's recently gone blind, so he obviously can't see his plate very well, which ordinarily wouldn't be a problem, but Murray also has terrible fingers from a lifetime of verveting and no teeth because he's a little bit older. So Murray's on the soft food plate diet. Oh, a little bit of orange, got a special treat today. So yeah, sick bay, we make him a soft food plate full of nice yummy things and a bit of broccoli. As you can see, he can hold it with his hand but eat the top. He probably won't be able to eat the stems so well, but he can definitely eat the tops. Quite likes his soft food plate. 9 times out of 10 he runs away with it and spills it all over the floor as he's blind, therefore can't see what he's doing. We've had to chicken wire the outside of his cage as the bandits, and as you can see, Engelkey monkeys, like to take advantage of his lack of sight.
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to please ask you all if you can try and share as much as you can. If you're on any other social media groups like Facebook, please share these YouTube videos to your friends. Our view rating has gone down quite a bit. I know it's the time of the year, but we do need as much help as we can from all of you. It does help us get in some kind of income to look after these monkeys. But thanks to all of you that are sharing, those of you that are donating monthly via PayPal, it does help quite a lot. The others of you that are watching the adverts and promoting our program, thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing. Get others to become members. It all helps. Enjoy. See you next week.